County Commission meeting is now in session. The Honorable Bobby Hahn presiding, and please remain standing.
Thank everyone for their attendance tonight. To open our meeting, I'll call on prayer by Debbie Ahern.
Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight, Lord, just so thankful. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your love for us. Thank you for your forgiveness. Lord Jesus, I pray that you instill us that your Holy Spirit's will know and say and be as you call to us to be, Lord. We love you, dear Jesus, in your sweet name we pray.
Amen.
I meant to mention before we prayed, we do have one commissioner that's ill. Not with us tonight is Joe Huntsman, so as we go forward, please remember him in your prayers. Go to the Pledge of Allegiance, Commissioner Thomas Doty.
Place the flag, attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Commissioners, if you will, silence your phones and indicate your attendance. We will go to item number 2. Oh, we have it? We have no recognitions or presentations, so we'll move to item 2. It'd be our public comment section. Let me say that if you're going to be speaking on the landfill item, if you will wait until the public hearing, we will have open comments for that, and you can proceed then. We'll start off with general and non-agenda items. Anyone have anything to speak on non-agenda items?
I'm Joseph Hahn, 1400 Shinbone Road, Russellville, Tennessee, 37860. I'm here tonight to speak on the opioid abatement settlement funds and the joint agreement between the city of Morristown and the Hamblen County. As you'll see, the packet that's been passed around on page 2 on step 821 of 24 and 820 of 24, Mayor Britton and Mayor Chesney signed this agreement. And basically it says in this agreement, and I'll refer to it as a contract, that the city will be turning over their funds within 60 days of them receiving these funds to the county. If you turn over also to the page 3 and 4 in this, you will see that through that time period, you're going to find out that the city is holding about $255,567.85. and these funds have not been transferred over to the county. And as a public citizen, my question would be, why? It's why has this not been upheld? I'm not sure if each of you all know it, but someone in the county government should have known this and spoke on this. And that, my question is why? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else on non-agenda items?
Gwen Holden, 8150 West Point Drive. I want to talk on the road department. I've sued them. I want the money back. And I don't think a citizen should have to sue them. You all knew this, and you all wouldn't do anything about it. I thought county commission was supposed to make their employees be liable for what they do. Why have you not done anything about it? Why does a citizen have to do it? You know it was wrong. You know it was. And you still let it go on. That is not right. When you know that they have done things that they should not have done, and you let them go ahead and do it anyway. That's why you get sued, because you don't do your job. If you do your job, you wouldn't get sued. So do your job.
Thank you so much for your comments. Anyone else on non-agenda items? Okay, we'll move now to agenda items. You'll have 3 minutes. Anybody with agenda items?
I already give my address. You know my name. It's Gwendolyn Holden. I'm here to talk about the sign posted by SEI at the proposed new landfill site. It says county commission approval is on 4/23/26, which is today. That is incorrect. There is a public hearing today, but no vote and no approval by the county today. The county vote takes place at the May 21st county meeting. This process needs to start over with proper notice in all signs and in all newspapers and on all bulletin boards. The county attorney needs to advise the county commissioners about what the new landfill notice signs need to include and where they need to be posted, and verify that all notices and signs and requirements of the Jackson law have been met. And furthermore, we don't need another landfill. We've had 4 Superfund sites where they have cleaned up toxic waste. I can name all 4 of them. I watched them have a mediation across the road from where I live. I mean, if they're doing their job like they're supposed to be doing.
Well, it's not on the agenda yet.
Well, I'll be more glad to talk about it again.
But
Thank you.
We'll sure let you, okay? Anyone else on agenda items? Okay, we're going to move along to, before we go any farther, the commission will need to make adjustments to our regular calendar. The public hearing will need to be re-added to the calendar. It will have to stay as an item order number 4 due to prior public notices dated April 4th, 2026 and April 16th, 2026. In order for the public hearing to be added back, the Calendar and Rules Committee will need to be moved up to item order number 3, and nominations and appointments moved to item order number 6. With that being said, I'll call on our Calendar and Rules Committee Chairman, Thomas Doty.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We'll start off with item 3A, which is the approval of the consent calendar items. And I put that in the form of a motion.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any comments? Okay, let's vote let's vote the motion. I guess. We're still off the board?
They've got it. It's nomination.
Hold on.
I did.
Thomas Doty, second, Debbie Ahern.
Calendar right now, not actually voting on the consent calendar. You're amending the
Right.
calendar. Just
Right.
making sure.
Consent calendar has no changes, does it, Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, it's in red, and due to the fact that we moved it from its original spot, you need to,
I didn't know that we had to change it, because there's no changes in it itself.
no, you're exactly right. There's not, but the order is changed. The order on the calendar is changed from what we voted on in committee.
Then what is your recommendation that we?
I recommend that you take these items.
Yes, but on this one specific, do we need to vote to do this and then go through and approve it?
You will take up the consent calendar down in the agenda on number 8. I guess what we need to do is go through the calendar and make sure we approve each one item in red and move forward from that.
Yeah, the approval of the consent calendar items is just us saying that the items are good, and then the chair asks for approval of the consent
Okay.
calendar, and go from there.
All right.
It's my normal understanding. I may be wrong, but and please correct me if I am.
Okay.
Carry on. What? 6A, yes.
It's actually 3A.
I'm at 3A, yes.
Well, it's got to be because we've changed it in this, and when it comes to the wording, it'll have to be 3A. I'm sorry, but it's got to be that way for the record.
We'll have to do that.
That'll be, that's what we got to do. 'Cause it has
This
to
will be off the board.
Because it's just got to be because they challenge everything.
Debbie Ahern,
Yes.
Jamie Carden,
Yes.
Thomas Doty,
Yes.
Edna Green,
No.
Stan Harble,
Yes.
Bobby Hahn,
Yes.
Jim Horner,
Yes.
Peggy Howe,
Yes.
Rodney Long,
Yes.
Mike Reed,
Yes.
Mike Richardson,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith,
Yes.
Kyle Walker.
Yes.
That one passes.
Motion passes.
For item 3B, we have several changes to our regular calendar items, and we'll have to add them first, and then we can go through, we'll add them one at a time, and then we can go through and back up and approve the regular calendar. The first one is item 3B1, which moves the Calendar and Rules Committee item to order number 3. And I put that in form, well, I have to have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. Do I have a second? Thank you, Mr. Harville. Motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Let's vote the motion.
Debbie Ahern,
Yes.
Jamie Carden,
Yes.
Thomas Doty,
Yes.
Edna Green,
No.
Stan Harble,
Yes.
Bobby Hahn,
Yes.
Jim Horner,
Yes.
Peggy Howe,
Yes.
Rodney Long,
Yes.
Mike Reed,
Yes.
Mike Richardson,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith,
Yes.
Kyle Walker.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 3B2 would be to move nominations and appointments to item order number 6. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make a motion, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion.
Mr. Long, do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Richardson.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Any questions? Let's vote the motion.
Debbie Ahern,
Yes.
Jamie Carden,
Yes.
Thomas Doty,
Yes.
Edna Green,
Yes.
Stan Harble,
Yes.
Bobby Hahn,
Yes.
Jim Horner,
Yes.
Peggy Howe,
Yes.
Rodney Long,
Yes.
Mike Reed,
Yes.
Mike Richardson,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith,
Yes.
Kyle Walker.
Yes.
Motion passes.
item 3B3, be item order number 4, will need to be re-added to the regular calendar as recess, Hamblen County Legislative Body, to open public hearing, and after such, a closed public hearing, reconvene as Hamblen County Legislative Body. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Harville. Second by Mr. Carden. Thank you, gentlemen.
A motion and a second. Any questions? Let's vote the motion.
Debbie Ahern.
Yes.
Jamie Carden.
Yes.
Thomas Doty.
Yes.
Edna Green.
Yes.
Dan Harble.
Yes.
Bobby Hahn.
Yes.
Tim Horner.
Yes.
Peggy Howe.
Yes.
Rodney Long.
Yes.
Mike Reed.
Yes.
Mike Richardson.
Yes.
Wayne E. Smith.
Yes.
Kyle Walker.
Yes.
13.
Motion passes.
Next, we have item 3B4, which is the addition to the Finance Committee of item 10J, which is the interlocal agreement between the City of Marshtown, Tennessee, and County of Hamblen, Tennessee, 2025 Byron Justice Assistance Grant Program Award. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Mr. Walker. Second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Horner.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? Let's vote the motion.
Debbie Ahern.
Yes.
Jamie Carden.
Yes.
Thomas Doty.
Yes.
Edna Green.
Yes.
Dan Harble.
Yes.
Bobby Hahn.
Yes.
Tim Horner.
Yes.
Peggy Howe.
Yes.
Rodney Long.
Yes.
Mike Reed.
Yes.
Mike Richardson.
Yes.
Wayne E. Smith. Kyle Walker.
Yes.
13.
Motion passes.
That brings us back to the original item 3B, which is the approval of the regular calendar items with the additions that and changes that we have made, and I make a motion that we approve those.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Let's vote the motion.
Debbie Ahern.
Yes.
Jamie Carden.
Yes.
Thomas Doty.
Yes.
Edna Green.
Yes.
Dan Harble.
Yes.
Bobby Hahn.
Yes.
Tim Horner.
Yes.
Peggy Howe.
Yes.
Rodney Long.
Yes.
Mike Reed.
Yes.
Mike Richardson.
Yes.
Wayne E. Smith.
Yes.
Kyle Walker.
Yes.
13.
Motion passes.
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman Doty. Move down to item number 4. We will now recess as the Hamblen County Legislative Body, and we'll open public hearing. We have item A, request to operate a Class 3 landfill on property located off State Route 160 in the lowland area, identified as Hamblen County Tax Map 059, parcels 009.00 and 009.05. Before we get started with the public comments, we will recognize Kenny Noah of SEI, Landon Powell of RS Logistics, and Greg Jernigan with Jernigan Environmental Services, who would like to come to the podium and speak.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to speak on behalf of both Mr. Noah and Mr. Pyle. if
Would
that's okay.
you give your name?
Sure.
For the record.
My name is Greg Jernigan. I'm a licensed geologist in the state of Tennessee. I'm the president of Jernigan Environmental Services. And I have a short presentation to talk about this project that we're bringing before you. So the project applicant for this project is SEI Waste, and that is, as you know, Mr. Kenny Noah's company. He owns several, he's a local citizen, grew up here, owns several businesses that operate here in the community. He operates SEI Construction and also SEI Waste. My experience with them, they're a company that does things above and beyond what's required, certainly on the environmental side, and so many of you know him, know the kind of work that his company does. RNS Logistics is the parent company of the current property owner, which is Flat Creek Properties. Actually, the original owner of RNS Logistics is a personal friend of mine. I've been doing environmental work for them throughout East Tennessee for the last 20 years. And the representative of the company that's here is Mr. Landon Pyle. And we just want to thank you for considering this project under Jackson law. We really appreciate the time that you're giving us this evening. Can you guys run? There we go. Yeah, sorry about that. So again, as was said earlier, these are two land parcels that are being proposed to develop a Class 3 landfill, currently owned by Flat Creek Properties. The location is on Inca Highway. There are about 66 total acres in those two land parcels, but there's our engineers are telling us there's about 40 acres that would be usable for Class 3 waste. The site is already zoned heavy industry, which allows landfills to be constructed on those properties. The site is located within the Morristown corporate limits. And just for perspective, these two parcels were originally part of the original 600-plus acre American Inca BASF synthetic manufacturing facility that started in the late 1940s. Just for some historical land use information, if I could, and I'll show a map of this to show where these existing landfills and facilities are located in space. But to the north, we have the BASF North Landfill on parcel 059-00904 that is currently being managed, or the closure of that landfill is being overseen by the Tennessee Division of Remediation. There's a lot of investigation going on that landfill right now, but it is a closed landfill. To the south, there's the active lake waste sanitation and recycling and sanitation Class 1 landfill. That's an operating facility that is being overseen by the Division of Solid Waste Management. There's another smaller landfill called the Lenzing Fibers closed landfill. It actually is now owned by the state of Tennessee, and it's being managed by the Division of Remediation because Lenzing Fibers obviously is bankrupt. And so the state of Tennessee has oversight of that. And then finally, there's one more landfill property that is called the BASF landfill, South Landfill, and it's a newer facility that is closed and is also being overseeing the closure by Division of Solid Waste Management. So here's a map to show these locations in space. So let's start with this. So the overall property that's outlined sort of as I'm circling here, even here across Inca Highway, was part of the original American Inca BASF synthetic fiber complex. There were more than 600 acres involved, multiple parcels. After about 2005, when the companies went bankrupt and the companies moved out, that 600 acres was started to be subdivided into probably now maybe 16 different parcels that are out there. I've kind of lost count, but the parcels that we're proposing to construct the Class 3 landfill on is right here. And as you can see, it's sort of surrounded by other larger parcels. The North Landfill, BASF North Landfill is here. The BAS South Landfill is here. The existing Class 1 active operating Class 1 facility, GFL facilities here. And then this property right here is the former Lenzing Fibers landfill that is actually now owned by the state of Tennessee. So I want to just speak to the site geology here for a minute, if I could. The entire area of the Inca site is underlain by the Sevier Shale, which is a 3,000 plus foot thick geologic unit that's a dense shale unit that tends to form stiff clay residuum at the ground surface. There was a pre-acquisition environmental assessment done by consultants for Flat Creek Properties back in 2024 that documented up to 30, or more than 50 feet of clay overlying a gray shell on part of this, a good part of these parcels. We did not encounter groundwater in the upper 50 feet of the clay residuum, and the testing that was performed showed no contaminants in the soil that's there. So here, just want to talk a little bit about the overview of the project and why we think it makes a lot of sense. The proposed land use here as a landfill is compatible with the surrounding industrial setting and the surrounding historical land use of landfills. There are at least 4 landfills that adjoin this facility. The design, the permitting design, construction and operation of this landfill will be done in strict compliance with TDEC rules overseen by the Division of Solid Waste Management that would govern Class 3 waste. This facility would accept only Class 3 waste, no household waste, no hazardous waste, nothing that's going to produce odors, things that are going to be rotting there, producing odors in the community. It's not, these are going to be mostly inert materials, concrete, construction debris, and the like. The waste is going to be placed and compacted on a daily basis in accordance with TDEC requirements. The facility will be continually manned. It won't be open generally to anybody that wants to come in. There's not going to be nuisance dumping there. You're not going to have that to worry about. It'll be operated in normal daytime hours. And again, there is an adjoining Class 1 landfill operating there, so there is truck traffic in the area already. So we believe that based on the geology and the hydrogeology of the site, it's a great place for opening a Class 3 landfill. When I was a scientist at Oak Ridge National Lab many years ago, all of our landfill facilities, all of our solid waste facilities were basically built in Melton Valley because it was underlain by shale. There were geologists at the start of ORNL years and years ago that said, don't put anything in Bethel Valley because it's underlain by carbonate rocks. It's karst and you don't want to do that. But in this case, what we have is a site that's underlined by shale. It's very stable, it's very thick, and it produces a nice thick clay residuum. We think that this project is going to return unused land or underused land to productive commercial use. It's going to support the tax base rather than leaving the land idle. It supports redevelopment in an existing industrial corridor. It creates economic activity without the public capital investment. And again, we think that one of the biggest things is it's going to help protect the existing city-county Class 1 landfill space. In the public sector, what we've discovered, there's data out there to suggest that to create 1 acre of Class 1 landfill space in the state of Tennessee right now, it's a mid-6-figure kind of cost per acre. So the numbers we've seen have been $600,000 to $900,000 an acre, and so it just makes really good sense to put Class 3 material where Class 3 material should go, and leave that space that's Class 1 material with a liner, much more rigorous monitoring and that sort of thing. Let that Class 1 facility have a longer life and keep the state from, or keep the county and the city from having to invest more money to enlarge and have a longer life. So just in final thoughts, we think that this project does 3 things at once. It basically preserves valuable, expensive Class 1 landfill space here in the county. It returns underused industrial land in Morristown to productive commercial use. And it does so without asking the city or the county to finance anything. This is all going to be private money. And it's going to increase the available Class 3 space here in the area. So we respectfully ask you to support this project.
Thank you very much. Commissioners, could you have any questions for Mr. Jernigan? Mr. Neesmith?
Yeah, could you show me where your 50-foot right-of-way comes out on your drawing?
Well, that's not a survey drawing, and I can't really show you the right-of-way. You mean out here on Inca Highway?
It's gotta go to, it's gotta go to the main road, that's B 160.
Well, there's an existing road that takes you, that accesses this property here, that comes in like this, comes down, and comes between these buildings and comes out onto Inca Highway right here.
It comes through those buildings, around those buildings.
It goes through those two existing parcels. It's an existing road.
Okay, I don't know where they're at.
Ms. Green?
Please explain the difference between a class 3 and a class 1. And I noticed you used the word liner when I think it was with class 1. So I'd like to know the difference. I'm a big fan of well water and taking care of our water.
Well, a Class 3 landfill is not gonna take any kind of household waste. It's not gonna take hazardous waste. It's not gonna take anything like that. This Class 1 is gonna have an engineered liner that's in place that would protect and capture any kind of leachate that is created from a Class 1 material, and it's gonna be treated and then probably sent to the local POTW to be treated. Class 3 waste in the state of Tennessee, there is actually a geologic buffer requirement that there has to be 5 to 10 feet of solid geologic material that has a very low permeability, so nothing can go through it. So it's going to have a 10 to the minus 5 or 10 to the minus 6 centimeters per second flow rate. So, and that's going to be something that's in the design work. Hopefully, as this project moves forward, the part of the investigation of the property will be to do permeability tests on those soils to make sure they are tight, and if not, they'd have to be compacted, and which I think they're going to be tight because I've actually drilled that property. I know it, but if they weren't, the state has a potential for a Class 3 landfill to put a liner in if it was required. But I think personally that the geologic material that's there, that tight clay, is going to be very low permeability, and it's probably going to meet the state's requirements.
You were talking about, refer back, and I may have used the wrong verbiage. You were talking about the requirements. Have you already met the requirements with the state for this?
We've not presented this to the state yet. The state has its own permitting process. There would be some investigation requirements. There's an application that has to be made, and an investigation, characterization of those materials, and then the state's permitting division for Division of Solid Waste would take that information in advisement. I will say this same concept was presented to this community in 2018, and it was passed by the city, the county, and the Regional Solid Waste Board. So this isn't a new idea. This actually has been passed before, but the owner at the time decided not to go forward with the project, so it wasn't completed. But again, the idea is not a new one.
Well, you have several new people on here, and I wasn't on here in 18, because I'll tell you point blank, I've seen too many times that wells were damaged because people did not do the proper techniques to take care of things. I did watch the presentation through the city, but I know for a fact not every business, we run a business, and it's not this, but I know that not every business adheres to strict rules as far as environmental. And we need to look at our environmental for the sake of our children and our grandchildren that are to come.
Let me just speak to that question with respect to the current landowner out there, okay? So again, Arnest Logistics is the parent company of the current landowner, and they've invested millions in taking these properties here that are these old industrial buildings that were basically sitting empty and getting them back onto the industrial roll. They're in use as warehousing spaces now. They've worked very closely with TDEC through an approval process to open up older parts of those buildings that were damaged by some demolition work that occurred years and years ago. So they've got a great working relationship with TDEC, and TDEC actually likes them as a company, likes them as a business, and likes what they're doing out there. They're creating jobs. It's a great thing for the community, and having those that space back into use has been really, really good for the community. So these are businessmen that are trying to do things right, trying to take things that are out of service, not being used, and breathe new life into them.
Now, let me clarify. I'm not questioning them doing things right. I'm just looking at our future as far as our children and our grandchildren and our environmental. I was raised on a farm, so I'm a firm believer you need to take care of the soil, you need to take care of everything around it. But as I said as well, I have a well, and in the past, we have had problems with people ruining our well water. And I'm not the only community that's had this problem, so that's why I question. I didn't mean anything bad. I think people need to ask and we need to know. We need transparency, so.
Ms. Howell, did you have a question?
Two questions. One is, what is the estimated lifespan are you thinking about with this?
You have? Yeah, I think that's going to depend on the engineering that will come later. We've gotten quotes from several engineering firms that would actually do the permitting work, the design, and the investigation, the characterization work that would have to come for the state of Tennessee. And, you know, based on that, will tell us what the useful life would be, but it would be many years.
The second question was, I noticed in this information that shredded automobile tires. So somebody has already shredded them, you're not going to have a shredder.
None of that design has been decided. None of that's even been permitted. We haven't even pitched any of those ideas to the state of Tennessee. That would be part of the permitting process. You know, you can't take a whole tire currently to a landfill in Tennessee, so it would have to be shredded into smaller pieces.
And same with if you know, when you said land clearing waste, so you get a bunch of big logs and trees, are those gonna be shredded or chopped up or just?
Yeah, those are things that are allowed to be taken in that classification, but I don't think Mr. Noah has any intention of taking those kinds of materials.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Oh, you're welcome. Mr. Walker.
So let me ask you a couple questions I've got, okay? What's the time frame if we approve this, are we looking at before this would even be active as a landfill? Are we looking at 2 years down the road, 4 years down the road?
We've been looking at that, talking to our engineering firm. One of the firms that the gentlemen back here are talking with is in Nashville, very well-known firm. They're estimating it's a 9 to 12 month process to get it through the permitting state, to get it through the permitting process. And that seems reasonable. Again, they've got a really good relationship with TDEC, both the Division of Remediation and Division of Solid Waste Management. Now, as you guys probably already know, those two divisions that have been operating independently are now combined into one division with a new person over that we've worked with R&S Logistics on several brownfield projects. So, you know, we're hoping that they would sort of focus on this project to get it active.
Okay. Another question, when you say class 3, so you're more talking about construction waste?
Absolutely.
Is what you're putting out there. You're
This
not,
isn't the stuff that's put in the dumpster or the roll-off box beside your house. It's not the thing that's put in the weekly dumpster that's collected,
right.
you know, by the top loaders and that kind of thing.
Now, is this going to be mostly commercial-wise? Or this isn't going to be open for the public, for Johnny Joe, for me to load my truck up and take it out. It's just going to be commercial. So with this, we're talking about how much longer it's going to help our landfill, that we're not filling up our class 3 at our county landfill. And, you know, what is that land being used for now?
Right now it's vacant, unused land, basically surrounded by closed landfills.
Okay. Now I got one last question. So, as a landfill, what government regulations as far as who oversees the landfill government-wise?
It would be the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation.
So they would
TDEC.
be watching the water runoff?
They'll be inspecting, they'll be monitoring, they'll be doing everything, and there's a permit that will have certain stipulations that it'll have to be operated to, based on what the characterization data tells us, yes.
Anyone else have a question? Ms. Howell?
Yes, sir, thank you, one more. So where is this isn't your first one? Or, it might be in Hamblen County. Is there another landfill that this company operates elsewhere?
I don't think no, SEI Waste, this would be SEI Waste's first landfill.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Anyone else?
I have one more question, and it's follow-up to what Mr. Walker brought up. You were talking about they monitored water. I know in the past in Hamblen County, there were lawsuits to get them to straighten up and clean up where they damaged water, and even though they were supposed to do that, they didn't. So what kind of insurances can you give the folks of Hamblen County that they don't have to worry about that?
Well, I think the character of the men in this room that are proposing this is the biggest thing, is they operate businesses here that are doing more than is required now. And so I think the fact that they're going to follow a permit that the state issues to them and how to operate it and everything that's on the list to do, they're going to do those things. So their historical work in this community, I think, speaks for itself. I mean, they're men of character.
Mr. Carden?
Yeah, kind of to follow up, if you're not familiar with landfills, it can be daunting to understand, right? And you guys are just starting it, but to the points that like Kyle was bringing up and Ms. Green is, wells will be identified in the study of the radius of the landfill to know for people to understand, am I impacted, right? And that's a requirement, and that'll be monitored.
Excuse me, Mr. Carden, could you get closer to your mic,
Yeah.
please?
So
Thank you.
that'll be part of the requirement from the Division of Solid Waste. And then also, in most landfills, I think all, but they have monitoring wells that are required to be monitored. Those reports turned in also. Also, there is where water does run off. Those different things are monitored as well. All those reports are turned in, I think they're monthly, and those are turned in, and at any one time, anybody gets excited about something that they've seen or they've heard, just like in anything else, you can contact that agency, and they'll send somebody to your door and take your message and ask what's going on.
I can speak to that. On these 3 different projects that I've done environmental assessments for on this property, and then up here, if you go through the environmental record for the state of Tennessee, there have been lots of citizen complaints about the Inca site in general back historically. And there's a long record of the state coming out, checking on things where citizens have an issue or they think they see something. The state's going to take that seriously, as are the operators here.
Mr. Walker?
So is there any future ideal of using any of the former BASF, the North Landfill or the Lindsay Fibers, going in there and extending the growth of this?
I would say this.
Is there potential in that, or is it?
What I can tell you about the North Landfill, and you may remember I said it was being managed, an oversight by the Division of Remediation. It's a separate, it's not really being handled under what was the Division of Solid Waste Management because of some of the issues that have occurred there. It's being handled by the Remediation Division. That there's a very large investigation that's just been completed there that we were able to get a copy of. And it's like a massive investigation that the state's really trying to get an understanding of the it's the oldest landfill. There aren't great records in terms of what went in there and all that. Okay. And that has had lots of capping done. That is going to be in place, and you're never going to touch that. I mean, I can't see that. The same thing with the South Landfill. This landfill that is now in the hands of the state as in ownership. I know that the state's having some issues with that landfill, and some leachate and things like that are occurring that they're trying to get a handle on. So all that's out there in the future, what they're going to do about that. So that's all I can speak to.
My other comment would be, we're not talking about a business that only does landfill. So when we talk about if something's done wrong, I think he's got a little more to lose, because we could not only go after, is this not all in part of your umbrella as your company of construction, all that's really tied all together? I mean, I think he'd have more to lose if he did something the wrong way to us to fall back on
I don't know if
as a county.
if you heard Mr. Noah speak on Monday night, or Tuesday night, when he was at the city council meeting, but, you know, one of the things he said is he actually drives around looking at their roll-off boxes, looking at their collection sites on the weekends. You know, this is a guy that travels a ton, and he's here doing that kind of thing. He's comparing what he's gonna do to what he sees other landfills being operated in the area, and he thinks he's gonna take it up a level. And he's basically on the record of saying that, and knowing him, I think that's what's gonna happen here. It's gonna be done right because he's part of this community. He lives in this community. He grew up here.
Mr. Long?
Is this gonna be for SEI only, or can construction companies come in and dump Class 3 in it?
Well, that was, I wasn't meaning it like that was, but what I'm saying, you've got more to lose if something's done wrong than the county would, and that's why.
At the end of the day, you know, I ride around, I look out my window every day, and I look at the property that I tried to buy, I will not sell them. If I had it, just like I said the other night, I pulled those down. I've tried to buy everything I can on the west end of town. And the other night, I made a comment that we mow 55 acres every week. I don't know how much y'all know about the SEI brand. If you ride around and take a look at it, it's top notch. If somebody can find something
appreciate that.
I want to thank you guys, the ladies, for listening to us tonight. We're not here to cause problems for Hamblen County or Martin. We're here to fix. You know, we probably give back for, I don't like to say this very, very much, but we gave $2.5 million last year. The majority of it was in Hamblen County. You didn't see us on the front page of the paper. We feed 600 kids every month in Hamblen County. We're proud of that.
We appreciate that. Mr. Doty?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mine's not a question, it's more of a statement. Mr. Noy went to school in Hamblen County, West High, I'm fairly certain. He built his business off of his reputation. It wasn't a, here, I'm gonna hand you millions and millions of dollars and you just go out and make what you can. He started and built what he's got off his reputation. He's not gonna ruin that for what little bit of money will be made off of this. This is, I want to thank him because, again, he's trying to extend the life of our landfill by taking out the waste that would be going in it to put it here. And I hope that those around can see and let them move forward with this, because if we don't have a place to store this stuff, then we're not going to have any more growth in the community, or the growth's going to cost astronomical amounts to haul it to somewhere else, as he's talking about the high rates he's having to pay. This is, to me, one that's not going to affect anybody. There's already the landfills that's there. If there was damage to be done, Lenzing and BASF done it decades ago. And again, like I said, Mr. Noy, I don't even know. I just know by reputation. But, you know, he built what he's got off of his reputation. And it's a positive one. And I'd like for folks to actually think about that as they move forward, that when you have someone that does that type of work, that type of business, we need to reward it with positivity. And that'll go to, you know, someone put these little, Miss Howell, thank you, ma'am, so much. There's one thing, one line on here that I've even marked because I really like more than any. You cannot further the brotherhood of man by inciting class hatred. People, we've got to work together. We've got to try to help each other so that we can move forward. Again, I thank you, Mr. Noy.
Anyone else? Ms. Ahern?
Curious, and I'm ignorant of the situation of the landfills, and trying to understand if this happens. Did I understand only SEI waste will be going there, or will anybody be able to go there? I misunderstood that. Is it just SEI?
Let me try to paraphrase what I think he's talking about.
And then you can follow up on this question. Will our landfill be losing money, the county be losing money, if another landfill comes in? And does that make sense?
It
I'm
does.
just curious. I don't know.
It does, and I think that has been raised, that question's been raised, and the way I would answer that is, you're talking about hundreds of thousands of operating dollars for a month versus the cost of having to add new space to your existing landfill. That's $600,000 to $900,000 an acre. So the little bit of competition that's going to be there, I don't think is going to materially change what's coming in there. I know Hamblen County has just recently acquired another landfill that was a private landfill. Now it's part of their landfill for Class 3, and they're already talking about converting some of that Class 3 space to Class 1 space because they need it. So while it's a potential that there might be some waste that is diverted and doesn't make it into the county landfill, I think in the bigger picture, it's a good thing, not a bad thing.
Thank you.
Do we have anyone else? What? We'll get to you if you'll. I understand. You'll get your chance. We want to thank you very much. You explained yourself really well. Mr. Noah, known you for a while. Drive by your office every day, and it's, my goodness, it's pristine. Will do. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay. Is Dennis Barnes here? Okay, there he is. I'm sorry. This is Dennis Barnes. If you'll just introduce yourself and tell them what you do.
My name's Dennis Barnes. I am the current director of the Hamblen County Morristown Solid Waste. And the gentleman that just spoke, I don't disagree with much of what he said, but there is some concerns, and it was a question you asked. This will affect us financially, even
Mr.
if
Hahn, would you ask him to pull up his mic so our people and the watching this later can hear it?
Thank you.
Please.
Yeah,
Thank you,
no
sir.
problem, no problem. This will affect Hamblen County and Morristown financially. And I'm not here to make enemies. I don't know this man, and I hope he don't get mad, but what's gonna happen
How much?
is if this comes to pass, of course, his tipping fees will be lower, which will increase his business if he's the only one dumping there. And we do have the potential of losing 100 tons a day. And if you put that in dollars, it's about $1.5 million a year. And the problem with it is we're working on a current expansion of the Class 1 landfill right now, and like he said, yeah, it's very expensive. We'll be knocking on $18, $19 million by the time it's done. Well, he said that we have a Class 3, and we do. And we do have the potential of expanding that Class 3 for another 30, 40 years in the same place. And if we lose 100 tons a day to pay for that hole in the backyard, our tipping fees for Class 1 is going to go $80, $90 a ton. And of course, that's going to affect every taxpayer in this county. Now, if you all want, if you've got any questions for me, I'll be more than happy to.
Commissioners, do we have any questions for Mr. Barnes? Ms. Green?
I have several. First of all, let me thank you for coming, because you've hit on things that I had questions about. You said that it would affect us 100 tons, 1.5 million a year in loss. All right, if I understand correctly, when we drop our garbage out there now, we pay a tipping fee and so forth. Yeah. So if I understand you correctly, we're going to be paying more as Hamblen County government just to take care of our citizens' garbage if we go this route.
Yes. We can't afford to lose that garbage, and or the trash that comes across the scales. Yes, it will affect us.
All right, you said that as of right now, you can do Class 1 and Class 3.
Yes.
So if we already do that, why do we need another one?
That Class 3 will last Hamblen County for 30, 40 years after we expand it. And Hamblen County and Morristown has great potential of having control over their tipping fees for 20, 25 years before that ever has to be changed.
Okay.
And that's a lot to say.
Yes, sir.
I think Mr. Walker had a question first. Then back to you, Mr.
Okay.
Long.
When we talk about tipping fees, I understand that. We've got our tipping fees set. How many other Class 3 landfills are around us? Does Greene County have a Class 3?
Greene County has a Class 3. Jefferson County does, but right now it's under expansion, so
Okay. Cott County have a Class 3?
I think that's the only thing they've got right now.
Okay. Granger County?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Okay. So my other question is, how much tonnage do we bring in from out of county into our Hamblen County landfill? Because I know we get trash from Cott County, Greene County, Jefferson County, Granger County that comes here. I mean, what's to keep Cott County from not dropping their price of their tipping fees on Class 3, and they creating the monopoly of all the trash going to Cott County?
Nothing. I mean, I'm not here to,
I mean, my other concern is, I know we say we've got room for 30 years. But when we talk about the future of Hamblen County, what are we gonna do in 30 years when we don't have the room for the landfill?
but there's still room out there. Right now,
But
we
we say
have the-
right now.
right now, we have that Class 1 under expansion would be 27 to 30 years. And I was just putting it on the low end for the Class 3.
Right.
And after that, there's still room out there to go more. You just have to re-permit it and
Right.
go all over it again, so.
I mean, my thing is, and from hearing from Mr. Noe, and like Mr. Doty said, I'm gonna be honest, you got some of the cleanest garbage trucks I've ever seen go up
I'll
and down the
agree.
road.
I agree.
Okay. But, I mean, you
I
know,
agree.
I mean, as a business person, you know, they're gonna take their trash to where it's cheaper to take.
Yes.
And that's why everybody brings their trash to Hamblen County. But then we have to create the burden of filling that void. But we also have to look at what really else is that land out there good for but a dump site. I mean, it's not really good for anything. It's not like somebody's gonna take that 66 acres and say, hey, let's develop a subdivision right in the middle of Inca and let's build houses out there, because I wouldn't want to buy a house out there because of everything wrong with it. So, I mean, yeah, there's gonna be pros and cons both ways. It's gonna take, but now let me ask you this. If he turns it into a landfill, he's still gonna have to pay some sort of money into the county. So that's gonna counterbalance some of that missing money that we're gonna get from the landfill. Right. Yep. I mean, so it may be, you know, we've gotta look at it. I understand that we're looking at losing the revenue on part of it, but will we also gain the revenue by doing it? I don't know. Because he's gonna have to pay tax dollars on what you put out there. I'm sure there's a way to tax it.
Anyone else? Mr. Long?
You said we'd lose 100 ton a day, is that what you said?
The best I can figure it, and the only reason why I said that is because the city and county are pretty much tied to us. So we take about 150 tons roughly to Class 3 a day. And it would be about 50 to 60 tons of what the county brings over there. So yes, we're gonna lose. I mean, who's not gonna go let that man do it? But
Okay, I'm trying to figure how you came up with that figure, because that would put Mr. Noe putting 100 ton a day into his dump. Is that what you're saying?
whenever he opens that landfill and his prices are whatever, $10, $15, $20 cheaper than ours, people are going to see it. And of course, those businesses are going to go do that other than to bring it to us.
how much money do we take in from class 3 outside of the county?
100 ton, or close to it. Now, those numbers, of course, vary every day, but
So you're saying the class 3, the 100 tons coming from outside the county?
no, it's just, it's not what the county hauls in, it's just businesses. No, no. City and county? Well, I only come tonight just to make sure you heard that this is going to affect Hamblen County and Morristown financially.
Ms. Green?
I'm gonna follow up on what Mr. Walker brought up. Your assessment on what we would lose. That would be as far as county revenue, even with them paying taxes, that base is not gonna be even close to that.
No.
If I remember the tax system correctly, and I'm only a tax preparer in Hamblen County, but from what I've seen so far, it doesn't match even close. So I will thank you for the information.
And I hope you don't think I wish ill on you. I don't.
No,
I don't. I hope not. That-
yes, sir.
I do not. I do not. I don't disagree with you.
But all I'm saying is, financially, GFL is about a $21 million company.
Yeah.
Got me thinking about this a little bit. But I'm ignorant of that. And I do what's right. And I don't take my money out of the United States. I keep my money right here in Hamblen County. So if they want to match me that, send $100,000 to a school tomorrow, come get your check with that. All right.
Let's refocus here, okay? Mr. Walker, you have a question?
But out of that 100 ton that you say you take in a day right now at the landfill, how much of that 100 ton is brush? How much of that 100 ton is
I couldn't.
tires? I mean, that's my question, because from what our understanding is, he's not taking tires, he's not taking large brush.
Yeah.
So, I mean, are we gonna really lose?
But the only people that brings us brush is the county. So, yeah, that's.
Well, but
that's
you
in that-
also, yes, you do have the brush that brings the county, but I also know by going to the landfill that we have tree services companies here that bring their brush to Hamblen County landfill.
Yeah,
Okay.
very little.
Okay. I know our residents brings
Sure.
brush to the landfill.
Yeah, we do.
But most of our tires from the service centers that we have here in Hamblen County are bringing their tires to the landfill. So, I mean, when we say 100 tons, are we really talking the accurate number of 100 tons of construction waste? And when we look at that too, if we are 100 tons of construction waste, that tells us as a county how much we are growing, that we're throwing 100 tons of buildings away and houses away on a daily basis or even a weekly basis in Hamblen County, how much the need of that is. I mean, you know, and again, we go back to, and this just goes to his character, On my way here, I was watching them tear down the building we're tearing down in downtown. You know, I think it'd be cheaper for him just to go up there with a bulldozer and just knock it over the ground. These guys are taking brick by brick off the side of this building. I'm thinking, how long is it gonna take them to get that brick one by one out of there? I mean, where are we gonna put all that at? Because that's a lot of waste. I mean, that we're hauling off on a daily basis.
Well, the answer to that question is we have the room.
Good. Excellent. Excellent.
Mr. Bodie?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You were saying that basically you guys are taking, or starting to look at taking part of our Class 3 landfill to move it into a Class 1 so that you could expand it?
No.
Is that not, well, that was said here shortly ago that
It
we're
wasn't
going to try
by
to
me.
expand the Class 1 into the Class 3.
No, we're going to expand the Class 3 by itself. And yes, we are under the way of expanding Class 1, so it's two different.
I understand that. I understand it's two different things.
Okay.
My question for you, how much is it costing per acre to expand that Class 3?
He was all over it. No,
So
no,
if
no,
we-
no, not Class 3. No, that ain't.
That's what I'm just
There you go.
asking.
Yeah.
I'm just asking you, because he's not taking any Class 1, so we're not even worried about that. You're still gonna get all that. But this Class 3.
But it's not gonna be enough to pay for that hole. That's my whole point of being here.
You're not answering my question. You're bouncing around it. If it's $350,000 an acre that you're gonna be spending, that's money you're saving, because we're not gonna have to do it because he's spending it out of his pocket.
Yeah, but we're gonna lose that money.
And then it was said, we're losing $1.5 million of county revenue. That's not county revenue. That's the solid waste board. That's for the landfill. That has nothing to do with our county budget, except when they don't have enough because things have been overspent or whatever, then we have to up our tipping fees to help, or co-sign on loans to help them with that. But that's not our county revenue. That doesn't come out of our general fund.
The taxes come out of the other ones.
But, thank you for answering my question. One other, just really quick. Is there any other competition for you in the county to where the prices could be adjusted or anything like that?
GFL, Lakeway. I mean, that's,
They have a landfill that they take their own to, and
yes.
they allow other people to take?
No, they.
So there's nothing for-
They take strictly commercial,
Yeah. So
or
there's no-
businesses.
Yeah. Okay, that was
And
just
they
my
don't allow
question. so-
residents to come in. That's the only difference.
Mr. Richardson?
Dennis, could you, it'd be easy for us to help make decisions if we had some real numbers, some actual numbers. Is there some way that you could generate through Amy or Stephanie some, tonnages and, that kind of thing?
Yes, I can, but
And
of course, it varies daily. There's no way to put an accurate number on it.
The other part of that is, inside, outside, inside the county, the city versus outside, from neighbors and other people that would do the class, just the Class 3, not necessarily Class 1, because the city and county are committed and under contract to support the landfill with our waste. So the county has no options.
And I'm not up here if you think I'm trying to protect my job. I'm not. I mean, if he gets this landfill and it goes into effect, it's time for me to retire. So I'm not here for that reason. I'm just here saying that it's going to affect dollars at the end of the day.
That's what, if we have the numbers, we can help make our decisions that way.
It'll always be a ballpark number. There's
That's
no
fine.
way of knowing it.
Well, we don't
What's the
understand
number
that.
do you want?
Well,
We take about 15 ton a week in tires on average. And you was worried about that. So if it was 100, so you're looking at 85 ton if you take the tires out of the equation.
what's your Class 1? How much Class 1 you taking?
They're both about the same. About 150 each place. On average.
Okay, we have any other questions?
This
Yes,
is why
Ms.
we
Green.
exactly need that 10-day rule to go over things to be prepared. Because there's
Pardon
been
me,
questions.
Do you have a question for him?
I do just in a moment.
Okay, please.
But I also have a
address him,
comment if you please, sir.
Mr.
Address
Chairman,
him, please.
there's no vote tonight.
No,
It's more
no,
than,
there's no
it'll
vote.
be a month away before the vote's taken.
No, I didn't mean to be a vote, Mr. Mayor. I apologize if I came out that way. But my point is, we don't have enough information on things ahead of time. Mr. Richardson asked questions that were very valid. Every one of them did. And I can understand why it depends on the day as to what come in. It's like any other business.
And that's what we're trying to
that-
do here.
I
We're
know,
trying to
but just
gather
a moment.
information.
Give me the courtesy of listening and let me finish, please, sir. Give me the same courtesy you'd expect. I know we need answers and we need to know exactly what's what. But every business is different as far as what it takes in and what it does. But I appreciate this man coming this way. Thank you.
Any other questions? Mr. Barnes, we thank you very much for your attendance and your information. At this time, we will take public comments regarding the landfill. If anyone wants to come forward and speak, you have 3 minutes. Oh, yes, and there's a sign-in sheet on the podium, if you'll just put your name. And did you want a yea or nay? And a yes or no, whether you agree or disagree. You don't have to put your address.
Kim Coffee, 8220 East Andrew Johnson Highway, Whitesburg. I'm just playing devil's advocate here, okay?
Adjust your mic, please, so we can hear you.
Is that good? Okay. What if, we never thought we would have a hurricane come inland, okay? This is like 0.5 to maybe 2 miles from the bank of the Nolichucky. And it sits maybe a mile from the main channel, southwest, west. And I mean, I'm just worried that if, God, let's hope not, but if there was ever a catastrophe like that again, will things be set up in a way that, you know, it won't run in to the water, into the river, because that goes into Douglas, and, you know, we have livestock, fish. I mean, come on, you know, in the summer, we are one of the biggest places for fishing tournaments. So I just want to make sure that, you know, there is something in place in case that something like that ever happened again. I'm just worried about the environment.
Thank you for your comments. Anyone else want to address? Make sure you sign in, please.
Joseph Hahn, 1400 Shinbone Road, Russellville, Tennessee, 37860. The reason I come in here about this is when I approached Hamblen County Planning Board some time back, from the profession I was in, one of the sitting county commissioners told me that I should know the rules. And from the research I've found and done and pulled the registered subdivision plat, well, the registered plat on, from book deed, page 84. There's 24 pages on this survey, and it calls for private road. Your zoning board says we need 50 foot of county road frontage per tract to subdivide property. One parcel of this property on 223 of 23 was zoned I-2. The other parcel is still zoned A1 at the present time when I do my research. I think everything should be fair for everybody, every company. If I've got, basically, the company I work for, they caused us a lawsuit. That's here nor there. To answer some of the other questions that was asked here, there's 35 Class 1 landfills in the state of Tennessee. There's approximately 68 Class 1 through 3 landfills in the state of Tennessee. That's covering 95 counties. Like I said, nothing against Mr. Noy or his companies or either one. That's it. But my deal is, why are you subdividing property off of private roads? I've got this stuff from public information. That's where I'm at with this. And one other thing to to ask this board to help Mr. Noy with the vote with his signage that was posted, that we were supposed to approve this tonight at this meeting. Is he going to have to start open? Can the council or to the committee say that? Can the county mayor or the county attorney answer that question here for Mr. Noy?
Thank you. Your time
Thank
is
you.
up. Thank you. Anyone else want to address the commission on the landfill? We'll now close the public hearing, and we will reconvene as Hamblen County Legislative Body. Moving down to item number 5, it has been removed. We'll go to item 6, where we have nominations and appointments. We have appointments to the Hamblen County Board of Equalization. For Mr. Ely, I am requesting that the following individuals be appointed to a 2-year term to serve on the Hamblen County Board of Equalization. They are as follows: Mr. Steve Cantor, Mr. Harold Waddell, Mr. Bill Hicks, Mr. Danny Young.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion from Mr. Harville.
Second.
I have a second from Mr. Horner. Any questions on these gentlemen? Let's vote the motion. We got to do it off the board. Yeah, we better do them individual. This one will be for Mr. Steve Cantor.
Debbie Ahern,
Yes.
James Carden,
Yes.
Thomas Doty,
Yes.
Edna Green,
Yes.
Ben Harville,
Yes.
Bobby Hahn,
Yes.
Tim Porter,
Yes.
Peggy Powell,
Yes.
Rodney Long,
Yes.
Mike Reed,
Yes.
Mike Richardson,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith, Kyle Walker.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Steve Cantor has passed. Now we'll do Mr. Harold Waddell.
Debbie Ahern,
Yes.
Jamie Carden,
Yes.
Thomas Doty,
Yes.
Edna Green,
Yes.
Ben Harville,
Yes.
Bobby Hahn,
Yes.
Yes.
Peggy Howe,
Yes.
Roger Long,
Yes.
Mike Reed,
Yes.
Mike Richardson,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith, Kyle Walker.
Yes.
Motion passes. Mr. Bill Hicks.
Debbie Ahern,
Yes.
Debbie Carden,
Yes.
Thomas Duddy,
Yes.
Debbie Green,
No,
Stan Harville,
Yes.
Bobby Hart,
Yes.
Yes.
Peggy Howe,
Yes.
Rodney Long,
Yes.
Mike Reed,
Yes.
Mike Richardson,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith,
No.
Kyle Walker.
Yes.
Mr. Hicks passes. Mr. Danny Young.
Debbie Ahern,
Yes.
Jamie Carden,
Yes.
Thomas Duddy,
Yes.
Edna Green,
no,
Stan Harville,
Yes.
Bobby Hart,
Yes.
Tim Horner,
Yes.
Peggy Howe,
Yes.
Rodney Long,
Yes.
Mike Reed,
Yes.
Mike Richardson,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith,
No.
Kyle Walker.
Yes.
And he also passes. Move down to item 6B, appointments to the Construction Board of Adjustments and Appeals. For Mayor Cutshaw, he is requesting our confirmation of the following reappointments to the Hamblen County Construction Board of Adjustments and Appeals for a 4-year term. We have 7 of these gentlemen. Will Slager. Need a motion.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second, Mr. Horner. Anyone wish to comment? Let's fire away. Let's vote it.
Debbie Ahern,
Yes.
Jamie Carden,
Yes.
Thomas Duddy,
Yes.
Edna Green,
yes,
Stan Harville,
Yes.
Bobby Hart,
Yes.
Tim Horner,
Yes.
Peggy Howe,
Yes.
Rodney Long,
Yes.
Mike Reed,
Yes.
Mike Richardson,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith,
No.
Kyle Walker.
Yes.
Passes. Move to, need a motion for Philip Carlisle.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? Let's vote.
Debbie Ahern,
Yes.
Jamie Carden,
Yes.
Thomas Duddy,
Yes.
Edna Green,
no,
Stan Harville,
Yes.
Bobby Hart,
Yes.
Tim Horner,
Yes.
Peggy Howe,
Yes.
Rodney Long,
Yes.
Mike Reed,
Yes.
Mike Richardson,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith,
Yes.
Kyle Walker.
Yes.
He's accepted. Now we have Jerry Horner.
Make a motion, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion, Mr. Long.
Second.
Have a second, Mr. Doty. Any questions? Let's vote.
Debbie Ahern,
Yes.
Jamie Carden,
Yes.
Thomas Duddy,
Yes.
Edna Green,
yes,
Stan Harville,
Yes.
Bobby Hart,
Yes.
Tim Horner,
Yes.
Peggy Howe,
Yes.
Rodney Long,
Yes.
Mike Reed,
Yes.
Mike Richardson,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith,
Yes.
Kyle Walker.
Yes.
Mr. Horner passes. Motion for Edward Hale.
So moved.
Mr. Harville motion, Mr. Walker second. Any questions?
you're too big, baby, play pretty.
Let's vote.
Debbie Ahern,
Yes.
Jamie Carden,
Yes.
Thomas Duddy,
Yes.
Edna Green,
Yes,
Stan Harville,
Yes.
Bobby Hart,
Yes.
Tim Horner,
Yes.
Peggy Howe,
Yes.
Rodney Long,
Yes.
Mike Reed,
Yes.
Mike Richardson,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith,
Yes.
Kyle Walker.
Yes.
Mr. Hale is confirmed. John Allen.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion, Mr. Harville. Second, Mr. Richardson. Any questions? We'll vote.
Debbie Ahern,
Yes.
Jamie Carden,
Yes.
Thomas
Doty,
Yes.
Edna Green,
Yes.
Sam Harville,
Yes.
Bobby Hart,
Yes.
Tim Horner,
Yes.
Peggy Howe, yes, Rodney Long,
Yes.
Mike Reed,
Yes.
Mike Richardson,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith,
No.
Kyle Walker.
Yes.
Mr. Allen is appointed. Need a motion for Jeff Wilder.
Motion.
Have a motion, Mr. Richardson.
Second.
Second, Mr. Doty. Any questions? Let's vote.
Debbie Ahern,
Yes.
Jamie Harden,
Yes.
Thomas Doty,
Yes.
Edna Green,
Yes.
Sam Harville,
Yes.
Bobby Hart,
Yes.
Tim Horner,
Yes.
Peggy Howe, yes, Rodney Long,
Yes.
Mike Reed,
Yeah.
Mike Richardson,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith,
Yes.
Kyle Walker.
Yes.
He is approved. Last one, Max Cook.
Motion.
Have a motion, Mr. Reed.
Second.
Second, Mr. Harville. Any questions? Let's vote.
Debbie Ahern,
Yes.
Jamie Harden,
Yes.
Thomas Doty,
Yes.
Edna Green,
Yes.
Sam Harville,
Yes.
Bobby Hart,
Yes.
Tim Horner,
Yes.
Peggy Howe, yes, Rodney Long,
Yes.
Mike Reed,
Yes.
Mike Richardson,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith,
Yes.
Kyle Walker.
Yes.
He is confirmed. That completes our nominations and appointments. We'll move down item 7. We have nothing to remove from the consent calendar. We move down to number 8, approval of the consent calendar. Mr. Doty, will you?
Motion to approve.
Okay, thank you, sir. Can or not? We need a second. You need a second, or we need a second? Okay. Motion was Thomas Doty, second Stan Harville. Whew. Any questions? All right, let's vote the motion.
I don't have a computer.
Voting's disabled.
Did you not pay your fees? I know it's gonna catch up to you.
You said you're gonna do it.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not.
It's saying his is voting, but it's not moving. Yes, sir, ma'am.
Mine worked, didn't it?
No, it says it's voting, but it's not moved. Yes. Didn't you? Apparently. No, it went through, I reckon. She done good. She had the magic touch.
13 yeas, 0 nays.
That motion passes. We will now move down to item 9, the Audit Committee, and I'll call on Chairman Rodney Long.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We'll go to 9A, acceptance of the Hamblen County Government Audit for the fiscal year June 30th, 2025, and I put that in the form of a motion.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any questions? Mr. Carden, does your handout need to go now?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Carden has a handout for us, a little additional information.
So what I've passing around is information relative to our audit that I think is very noteworthy for our county to understand what was discussed at the last meeting and even the previous year. So if you'll look at it, unless you're colorblind, the circles on the right that are red, that's what I'll talk about real quick. But so just for general purposes, remember 4 numbers that I talk about. The number 91, 60, 12, and 0. So I went on the comptroller's website after Amanda and her team had done their work last committee meeting and talked through things. Through the 2025 year, not all of the audits for the counties are in yet. So I compared 2024 information first. So we have 95 counties in our great state. If you exclude the big four, we're talking about 91 counties that we compare what we do every year. So those 91 counties, there's two methods to do an audit. Those are a centralized system and one's a non-centralized. Amanda can speak to that if she wants to. She did a little bit last time, but you know, to be fair, what do we do every week or every month? And the things that they report to us and our citizens are, we are in the non-centralized category. So out of 91 counties, we relate best to 61 is what we relate to. So if you're comparing apples and oranges, we got to get to that point. So as out of 91, 60 people look like us. So again, 2025 information wasn't ready yet, but I'll talk about it briefly in just a second. But and so in 2024, our county had 3 findings, and that was last year information about this same time. Now, if you also look on the state's website, the comptrollers, the average audit finding for any county was 3. So we're right there with everybody else. So how do we compare? You can't compare with us and say somebody that may be, like where I'm from originally, Carter County. We can't compare with them for different reasons. So how do we compare? You break that down. You go from 91 counties. We fit into counties categories of 60. 60 people of those 91 look like us. So in 2024, 53 people out of 60 had a finding. We were one of those. So that kind of puts us in the 88%. That's what that works out to. 88% of people look like us. So if you break it down again, we're a big county by audit budgets, what you go by. So I looked at, we're non-centralized, and we have a large audit that we have to take into account because of the school system. So when you look at that based on about $90 million, that system and $90 million, there's only 12 people, 12 counties in our state that we can compare to, apples and apples. Okay, last year information, again, we had 3 findings. Out of just those 12, 9 of those 12 had it. Again, we're in that category, so we're about 75%. That's what that works out to. So if you compared that across the state last year, we were in the top 15% by people that are non-centralized accounting like we do. Or if you compared us across every person in our state, every person, we were in the top 20. Okay? Now, like I said, 2025 wasn't ready yet. So if you do the same math. So to start out, 0, that's one of the numbers I told you to remember, 0. This year, Amanda reported last meeting, we had no findings, 0. Big deal, in my opinion, big deal. 91 counties in our state minus the 4. You go down to 60 that do it exactly like we do it. Then of those 60, there's 12 people that have at least $90 million that they have to audit every year, whatever their system is. So if you compare that number based on last year's math, we would be out of the 60 people that are just like us, irregardless of budget, we're in the top 10. We moved up because we had no findings, none. If you compare us across the state with all, excluding the 4, 91 counties, 12 of us had no findings. That's 13%. I think that's pretty good. I think it needs to be recognized. I think it needs to be said out loud. That's information that's public. Nobody has to check me. You're welcome to. I'd be glad to give you a copy. But that's what it says, and our people that work for us here have a big job. And I think they've done a great job, and I think they need to be said out loud. I do too. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
We're proud of that, Amanda.
Are you taking questions for Mr. Carden as well, please?
Sure, go ahead.
Was that taken into consideration, the school board findings, sir?
That's the finding, all the findings that were listed, yes.
I thought you said they didn't find any, so they didn't find one there.
Right.
And they did not
Right.
take into account the road commission Would they still owe the 4,600 back,
But
correct?
the reports of the comptroller are based on what the findings are.
Well, they
right?
don't check every category.
Well, I know, but the categories they check don't necessarily check the ones that you're asking to.
Yes, sir.
Right, just their county and the school system. Those are the two that are part of our budget that they have to check.
Yes, sir. But we aren't perfect by any means.
I agree, but this year, according to the comptroller, we are. So I
No,
think-
we're not perfect. They just didn't catch the right thing.
Well, again, we're welcome to pay a lot more, to have a lot more things identified, and those will probably end up in about 6 figures. So I think what we've got is really good.
Mr. Chairman, if I could just.
Yes, please.
Ms. Green keeps saying this, they didn't find. I would be happy for Ms. Green to go through and find those and report them to the state and see if they're actual findings or not. Since she keeps saying they're there, but doesn't produce any. Yeah.
Well,
Green,
in
please.
response to your question, Mr.
I
Doty.
didn't make a question, ma'am. I
Well,
made a statement.
in
And to finish that statement, the road commissioners, as it was said earlier, when they were called our employees, they're not our employees. They were elected officials. We are not over them. We don't employ them. The people did, as they elected them. So that shouldn't even be a finding on us.
Absolutely.
Because it's not us as the county. Now I'm done.
Well, in response to yours, it took them 4 years.
Mr. Long, do you have anything else?
Yes, I do. The other Monday night in the committee meeting, and again tonight, the auditors have been accused of not doing their job by Miss Green. And I know 2 of those auditors, and they are professional people, and they do their job right. Miss Green is upset with this because they didn't have findings, so that group would have something to get in front of the public and want to gripe about. That's what it boils down to. That's all I've got, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Long.
Chairman Hahn, you're going to
No,
give me.
ma'am. No, ma'am. We're not going to get into this.
You need to give me the opportunity to respond.
Move
to that.
down to item number 10, the Finance Committee, and again, I'll call on Chairman Rodney Long.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, I'm sorry. Got past that. You think that's funny?
Yes, sir, I do.
You think it's funny? You want
Yes,
to
sir.
criticize our county, and you think my bumbles are funny?
Yes, sir.
That's typical. That's very typical. You want to tear down instead of build up. The acceptance of the Hamblen County Government Audit for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2025. Do we have a motion? We have a second. We've discussed it. Let's vote. Motion passes unanimously. Now we'll move down to item 10, the Finance Committee. Chairman Rodney Long.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We'll move to 10A. Construction change directly. Number 6 is the Hamblen County Health Department. I put that in the form of a motion.
We have a motion. We have a second, Mr. Richardson. Any comments? Let's vote.
Mr. Chairman, I changed my vote on mine and went back and voted again. It took it.
Change and then go back.
Yes.
Yeah, take it that time.
Mine is not. messed it up.
Trying to be fishing that way.
Okay. I
thought mine. Well, it says, you're right. Thank you.
change.
Thank you.
I live with that.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Motion passes.
Go 10B, construction change directory, and number 7, the Hamblen County Health Department of $8,055. And I put that in the form of a motion.
We have a motion. We do have a second. Any questions? Let's vote.
Yep. Try to change and then go back. Tap change and then hit yes. That's what it did with mine. Right, thank you.
Motion passes.
Y'all know all the tricks, don't you?
And Mr. Walker's on the stick.
10C, construction change directory, number 001 REV, and I put that in the form of a motion.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion? Let's vote the motion.
There it goes.
Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is.
Mine's tap again.
Motion passes.
Go to 10D, approval from the Highway Department to pay portions of Jaybird Road, starting at terminus at the intersection of Old Kentucky Road and ending at the terminus of Stuffle Road. And I put that in the form of a motion.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion? Let's vote. Motion passes.
Go to 10E, renewal of the Hamblen County Sheriff's Department slip and mooring lease agreement with the Cherokee Boat Dock LLC. And I put that in the form of a motion.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion? Let's vote the motion.
It changed again and then hit it again.
Motion passes.
10F, agreement between the Tennessee Department of Health and Hamblen County. And I put that in the form of a motion.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion? Let's vote the motion. Motion passes.
10G, Hamblen County Health Education Loan Repayment Incentive Contract. And I put that in the form of a motion.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion? Let's vote. Motion passes.
Go to 10H. It'll be the Tennessee Environmental Council funding request. Put that in the form of a motion.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to report that during this past week after our committee meetings, and the young lady came in and presented that there has been an anonymous donor in our county that provided that money. So this will be passed through committee, or the commission will need to go ahead and approve this. That money come, put in the general fund, we'll disperse it back out.
Outstanding. Thank you. Anyone else? Let's vote. Motion passes.
Go to 10I, and we'll go to number 1 is the Hamblen County Department of Education Budget Amendment number 8, and I put that in the form of a motion.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Let's vote. Motion passes.
Go to number 10I2, Hamblen County Department of Education Budget Amendment number 9 with the increase of $230,043.92. Put that in the form of a motion.
We have a motion, we have a second. Do we have any discussion? Let's vote. Motion passes.
Go to I3, Fund 116 Sanitation Fund of $50,002.20. Put that in the form of a motion.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Let's vote. Motion passes.
Go to 10J, the interlocal agreement between the city of Marshtown, Tennessee and the county of Hamblen County, Brown Justice Assistant Grant, JAG Program Award. Put that in the form of a motion.
We have a motion. Verbal second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Doty. We'll vote to any discussion. We'll vote this off the board.
Yes.
Thomas Doty,
Yes.
Edna Green,
Yes.
Sam Harville,
Yes.
Bobby Hahn,
Yes.
Tim Horner,
Yes.
Peggy Howe,
Yes.
Rodney Long,
Yes.
Mike Reed,
Yes.
Mike Richardson,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith, Kyle Walker.
Yes.
13.
Motion passes.
Mr. Chairman, that's all I have.
Thank you, Chairman Long. We'll now move down to item 11, Public Services Committee. And I call on Chairman Mike Richardson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item 11A, surplus items for the Election Commission, and I put that in the form of a motion.
We have a motion, and we have a second. Any discussion? Let's vote. Motion passes.
Item 11B, surplus items for Cherokee Park, and I put that in the form of a motion.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Let's vote. Motion passes.
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman Richardson. That concludes our business for tonight. Again, let me remind you that Commissioner Joe Huntsman is ill right now and needs our prayers. Please.
Whole body or hospital or?
I have no idea. I have no idea. You've got all the information I've got. Keep in mind, upcoming Monday, May 11th, 5 o'clock, we'll have our committee meetings right here. And then on Thursday, May 21st, 5 o'clock, right here for commission meetings.
Chairman Hahn, may I ask the attorney a question before we get going?
You want to
Where
do
that
what?
The attorney,
Pull your mic down, I can't hear you.
oh, I'm sorry, sir. May I ask the attorney a question that was brought out during your public comments
Sure.
with your SEI? One of the gentlemen referred to Jackson Law and the signage. My question is, was the correct notice and the signage prepared?
Ms. Green, I do not know. I did not see the signage. If the signage was as you say it was, then it certainly raises a question whether it was complied with. That's all I know.
All right, my next question then, the signage said it was approved by county commission on the 23rd. So do they need to start over in your legal opinion, sir?
I would not be able to express an opinion on that unless I looked at that in more depth. Okay.
Thank you for answering my questions. Thank you, Chairman Hahn.
Yes, Mr. Harville.
That sign was probably made before, whenever we had that. Remember, we removed that from our committee meetings. That is why that sign read the way it did. They were anticipating that we would do that tonight, but we removed it. So I mean, the sign at the time, whenever we came to the committee meeting, was correct.
But does it still meet the requirements? Is the question.
Now that I don't know.
Now, that's the question.
We stand adjourned.